I'm Mick, and this is Sally. Together we've been caravanning Australia since the 1980s, and more recently we started to put the videos together just to show you some of what we see out there. There's a lot to see in Australia, and we hope you enjoy what we have here to show you. You can follow us on our trips via the following social media platforms. If you like the following video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. For this trip, we're heading towards McLaren Vale, and it was in McLaren Vale that we're going to base ourselves for the next 2 nights and go out from there each day and explore as we needed. It was 25 years since we've stayed at McLaren Vale Caravan Park, and it was something that we were looking forward to stopping at again. Yeah, g'day everyone. Sally and I are currently at the McLaren Vale Lakeside Caravan Park, here for 2 nights, and we finally got a bit of summer weather. So whilst it's so warm, we'll have a bit of a look around tomorrow. We'll probably go down to the Murray Mouth and see what's happening down there with the water just before it all reaches there in the new year. So hope you enjoy it. That's the booking in office here at McLaren Vale Lakeside Caravan Park, and the staff in there were very pleasant, very nice to deal with. For us, if you're going to stay at a caravan park, it's always nice to be on nice lush green lawns, and this caravan park certainly had most, if not all of its sites were lawn sites. We're now in our first month of summer, and the swimming pool was very popular, and so I wasn't filming people swimming. I had to come down early in the morning and catch this shot here. The amenities block was located centrally to the park, and this park has got a mix of travelling tourist sites as well as some permanents, but don't let that put you off. There was no problems there with permanents at all. It was a very nice park to stay at. It was bright and early Sunday morning when we're on the road down to Goolwa, and there we're going to have a look at the Murray Mouth and have a look at the Gola Barrage, and then finally drive along the beach to the Murray Mouth there at Goolwa, and then back onto Victor Harbour before we return back to the caravan. Now going up over the bridge to Hindmarsh Island, and once you get on the top of this bridge, right up on the crest, there's very good views. You can see a long way, but unfortunately you can't stop in a motor car, so if you want to go up there and visually stop and look around, you need to walk up on foot. There's a section there that you can safely walk up on. Once on Hindmarsh Island, we headed down here to the Murray Mouth lookout and viewed the Murray Mouth from this side. It'd be interesting to see what happens when all the floodwater comes down this far later on in the early new year. Once we'd left the Murray Mouth lookout area, we made our way back to Goolwa, and we had a look at the marina here, and this really looked very pretty from the air. Certainly different to what you'd expect to see on a seaward one. I guess this is all fresh water. Whether there's a problem with mozzies or not that you wouldn't get with the sea, I don't know, but very pretty indeed to look at from the air. Coming into view now at the top of the screen, you can see the Gola Barrage, and that'll be our next port of call, and this one you can actually walk out across the top of the barrage. As you walk along the footpath here towards the barrage, there's a wealth of information on these information boards. It tells you all about all the locks and weirs and barrages that are associated with the River Murray. The barrage is currently open at the moment. They're not holding back any water at all, and as you look to the left here, you'll see the blocks of cement that they've lifted out to allow full water flow. The current water conditions here at the barrage certainly didn't worry these seals. They were just lounging around, laying on their backs, and did not have a care in the world. As a drone flies over the top of the barrage, you can see the structure here in the middle. That's the lock, and that's what they use to allow water vessels to go from one side of the barrage to the other. It's quite a long barrage, this one, stretching from one bank to the other. I didn't actually get the length of it, but no doubt with all those information boards that were along that footpath, I'm sure it was recorded there somewhere. From the Gola Barrage we went down to the Gola Beach, and it's here where you can take your four-wheel drive, and it must be four-wheel drive, you're not allowed to go down onto the beach with a standard motor car. You can go down onto the beach and drive down to the Murray Mouth if conditions allow it, and today we were going to give that a go, so it was on the beach and down to the Murray Mouth. I'm not sure how many kilometres to the Murray Mouth, it's quite a drive, but there's no reason why anyone can't do it. It's a reasonably firm beach, a little bit of soft sand every now and again, but quite easily manageable. Because of the distance down to the mouth, there's a lot of room there, and it's not a real populated area, so there's plenty of room for people to spread out without interfering with the next door neighbour, I guess. We're now down to the Murray Mouth, and this is as far as everyone was going at this stage. You can go further around, right round to the opening of the mouth, and you need to do that on low tide unless you want to drive in the water here, because this is where you have to drive, where the water's coming up to the sand now. And there were vehicles further around, but whether they'd come in before high tide, we were here about a half hour after high tide, so I would assume they were there and they'll be waiting for the tide to go down so they can come back out. Once we were off at the beach, we started to make our way towards Victor Harbour, and at Victor Harbour we were going to go for a walk out to Granite Island. Now looking at the new causeway that they've built to go over Granite Island, and this is still currently having the tidy up work done around it, and you can see here the old causeway there. That's some of the old start of the causeway that they're preserving for history, and it's great to see that they're doing that and not just putting up billboards with photos. And each end of the causeway they've preserved a bit of the old causeway and doing that up so people can see what was there once upon a time. You can see there the old causeway on the Granite Island end, and that's a piece they're still working on now, so I guess once it's all done it'll be there and you can go out and walk on it and have a look at history. Once on the island we started our walk around the island in an anti-clockwise direction, and all the paths that we went on were very good. They were very stable for your feet and no issues at all. It was a great day to be out on the island. Very little wind, and at times not enough wind to keep you cool. It was starting to warm up. We were in summer, but there's great rock formations, and with the blue water it was just so pretty out there. We did the full walk around the island, but there must have been, I'm sure, a path that when you got halfway around you could then go up over the top of the island and return back to the causeway. So in essence it was probably only doing half the walk. Now we didn't see, or I didn't see, that path where it went over on the seaward side of the island, but I did see people coming down the hill when we were coming off the causeway at the start of our walk. So the track's there if you don't want to do the full circular walk, but oh god, if you can do the full walk it's not hard. There are stairs at the end, but it's very pretty. You'd never be sorry that you did it. In a couple of places the path did get close to the edge, and like you see here it is fenced so you don't fall down. At the end of the circular walk you're greeted by these stairs. Now I didn't count the stairs, but to go downstairs like this it's not very hard. They're an easy set of stairs to walk down. It does look a long way, so don't be put off by that, but certainly well worth it. Once you get down off the stairs you're at the main business end of the island, and you've got the cafeteria and the toilets, and that's where the horse-drawn tram picks up its passengers. Lucky for us, the horse-drawn tram had only just arrived, and they only spend probably less than 5 minutes, I guess, everyone to get off and reload the passengers to go back, and away they went again. So we thought we'd spoil ourselves, and we walked over, and we're going to take a tram ride back. After our walk around the island, we were both a bit warm, so it was very pleasant up top with a bit of breeze blowing as we enjoyed our ride back across on the causeway on the tram. The new causeway has this black surface here that the horse is walking on, and it's a much softer surface than concrete for the horse. Once back at Victor Harbour side of the causeway, they unhook the horse while the passengers disembark and the new passengers climb aboard, and they hook him back up to the other end of the tram ready to go back across the island again. We found a bit of shade to eat our lunch, and then it was heading back towards Walunga. Once we're back at Walunga, we went to the jungle in Walunga for a bit of a visit. The nursery here specialises in bamboos, palms and tropical plants that are ideal to be grown in the Adelaide area for the Adelaide conditions. But not only to that, they've got this jungle that you can walk through. It's a gold coin donation to get in, gold coin per person, which is pretty reasonable really, but it's great for the kids. It's got all these animals as well that the kids can go in and try and find, and it's just a lovely place to walk through. They've really got the kids in mind here in the jungle, and as the kids walk through the jungle they take note of how many animals they find and what sort they are, and you don't have to be a kid to enjoy it. I suppose Sally and I, we really enjoy our time here. This is what they call the summer house, and you can bring your own lunch and picnic here whilst you're in the jungle if you wish to do so. And from the jungle it was back to the caravan where we spent a lazy afternoon. Well, our time's about over here at McLaren Vale. We've used it as a base, and it was a magnificent day yesterday. Beautiful day weather-wise, sun shining, very little wind at times, and it was good to go down to the Murray Mouth and have a bit of a look there, so it'll be interesting to see how that floods out in the new year. Hopefully you can hear me over these damn cockies that are coming in each morning and at night and coming in to roost, but never mind. No, it's been good down here, so I hope you've enjoyed it. So until the next video, you take care and look after yourself. If you like the video that you just watched, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of our videos, click on the subscribe button, and once you've done that, change the bell notification to all. That way every time that we do uploads to our YouTube channel, you'll be notified.